Hey there, this is Renae. I appreciate you stopping by. This video is a follow-up to my previous one where I created 3 fabric covered journal covers with 3 different types of medium. I wanted to do a little experiment on the different types of glue that I have and which one I like the best. So all I did in the previous video was cover the actual covers. And today I want to finish the inside of each cover and kind of do a little follow-up on the glues. So let me grab the 3 that I used yesterday. So for this smaller one, I mean, they're all small, but this smaller one, it was a little Folgers box. And it's a little thinner than the other 2, which I think might not have been the best idea for me to compare across the 3. I should have used the same or very similar thickness. But this little one and this one. So this one, I used the Tombow Mono Aqua liquid glue. This one, I used the extra strength Elmer's glue, slightly watered down. And this last one, I used the FabriFix. So these 2 started to warp. This one did not, but I put all 3 of them under a couple of really heavy books overnight. And so none of them are warped anymore. They all adhere really, really well. I'm actually mostly surprised by the Elmer's glue because it's really adhered nice and sturdy. So, okay. I'm going to use the same glues for each project that I used to create the front covers, just for consistency. I don't think this pulls apart. I think I had to like just pull out little threads to make it look like that. So let me just trim a little bit of this off before I start. We had a very rainy morning. Oh, it's a little bit off center, but that's okay. We had a very rainy morning. I knew it was going to rain, but I didn't think it was going to rain like that. And obviously I love the rain. I mean, I've shared this before, and we need the rain here where I live. So it's still cloudy. I'm not sure how the lighting is. Maybe that's a little bit better. I'll move these. All right. So I picked out some craft paper for 2 of the covers, and then this one I'm just going to use this. It's like a canvas, kind of like the stuff you use for like a drop cloth. And I want to ink the edges on this one just a little bit. I think for this one, I'm not going to ink the edges. Sometimes I like the look of, well, most of the time, wait, is this the wrong one? Oh yeah, it is the wrong one. Oops. Most of the time I like the inked edge, the grungier kind of edge, kind of aged, vintagey. But every once in a while I like the clean edges, and so I think I'll leave that one as such. Maybe I should have used the black. I need to get some more Distress ink because I've had this one for so long, and I think I could spritz some water on it, but it is, yeah. The other thing I was considering on this particular journal cover was to not put this piece on over the spine just yet. I was thinking of doing a hidden spine for this, but I think I'm just going to complete the inside covers for each of these today with no signatures. I'm not doing any signatures today. I've never been a mask maker, but I've been really into mask making videos lately, and so I'm giving it a try. So I have quite a few journal covers that I've created with different styles, and I'm just experimenting a lot. I want to find what makes me happiest, and so yeah, I have a bunch of different types of journal covers made, and then I want to do like a mass tag make and a mass masterboard, just to have some of those available, but some journaling cards and things like that. All right, and I know a lot of videos I've watched, they put the material for the spine down first and then this, but I like the look of the cloth spine over. The only problem with that is if I want to do, and these are so tiny so I don't think it really matters, but if I want to do like tucks on the inside covers, I can't do that. But I'm wondering if I do this kind of a tuck. I don't know, we'll see. I think that I would like this more if I cut this material so that it lines up. Actually, I think I might do that with this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this one a little different than I usually do, because my second one has the material that's going to go over the inside pieces. It's a little crooked. All right. The other thing I'm really working on is not being changed to accuracy, and now here I am trying to be accurate. Okay, let's see. I think that will work. All right, so we'll put this middle piece down first. I keep moving. I'm using this one. I need a different phone setup, and let me just put a little mark. I think I'd prefer to put the glue on the actual book cover. Oh wait, yesterday I did this other side. So yeah, I like this glue so far. It worked well. I think it's my least favorite of the three that I tried. I'm not really sure, and I think also it's a little bit unfair because this is the one that was the thinnest piece of cover, and so maybe that's partly why. Actually, why don't I do this every time I always put my my spine covers in crooked, or not really crooked, but more to one side than the other. I didn't have enough up there. So I'm going to just do this thin tip for now. So it's early afternoon for me. I had a light work day today, and so I thought I would gift myself a little bit of crafting time. I don't often get to do this early in the day. Actually, usually it's at night right before I go to bed, which is not ideal. All right, I think I need to just let it dry before I try to fold it up. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. Man, I'm not sure why it's taking so long to dry this time. The construction work on my street was paused for today because of the morning rain. I think I hear a little bit of movement out there, but it's not like it's been where the whole house shakes. I don't know why. Do I need to put more here? Gosh. Okay, maybe I don't like this glue after all. We'll see. Maybe I'm being too impatient, and I'll put that aside for now. I don't want to put the cardstock panels on until that middle fully dries. So let's give that a minute or two while I work on the next one. So this one, I had used the Elmer's glue, and I have it slightly watered down in here. So I think I will use the same. Actually, for these, I'm just going to use the actual glue. And then for the cloth spine, I will use the watered down. So this one, I do want to... Wait, do I want to? Maybe not. I didn't even look to see which way I like the best. Yeah, I like the spine over. Okay, so I'm going to put the two panels down first, and I'm not inking these. Probably could have made them a little taller, but that's all right. And then if I want little pockets or tuck spots, then I'll just have them go on the side. Okay. I never thought I would use Elmer's glue for like my junk journal crafting, but I was doing another experiment and where I was testing out different mediums for, oh shoot, this might be blocked, for decoupaging, and I used this, and this is not just like the the regular school glue. It's multi-purpose, extra strength or extra strong. And so I used this, I used Mod Podge, and then I used the matte medium gel. And I liked this one the best because I feel like well, I liked the matte medium also, but I did not really like the Mod Podge because it left like a tacky feeling on the surface. And I'm not sure if I was doing something wrong or if other people experienced that, but it was really frustrating. Oh man, come on, I don't. Okay, this is probably going to end badly. Oh, it's totally clogged. All right, let me just go get a brush then, and I'll just use this. I have one here. This is my paintbrush I used yesterday, and I didn't rinse it very well. I've seen other people do things like put it in a baggie and just keep the glue on the brush, but I haven't done that. I think what I like about using this is, oh, no. Oh, I do that so often, but okay, is I can see that I'm getting an even layer across the whole surface. And one of the things that really bugs me when I do journals or just any kind of paper crafting is when I don't have the adhesive all the way across the surface, and then when I'm done gluing it on, there's certain places that are like kind of bubbled up. It drives me crazy. All right. But then this type, it's very, very messy. Very messy. And when you have a small workspace like I do, messes are even more frustrating. See how the glue that I got on here doesn't just peel off. Like, I love the FabriFix because if you get glue somewhere you don't want it, you just rub it. Okay, let me take a minute to really burnish this down. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm fairly new to creating crafting videos. I am an educator, and so I'm very comfortable. I've said this in multiple videos, but I'm very comfortable making academic kind of lecture-based videos. But these kind, I don't know. I'm not sure why it's so awkward for me. So I've been working on it, just getting a better crafting voice and presence, talking about things. With academic videos, I already know what I'm talking, like I have everything scripted. And then when I'm concentrating on something like I'm doing like this, I tend to get lost in the process, which is the whole point of a craft hobby. I've tried many different things over the years, and this was the first thing that really just, like, I just love working with paper and junk journaling. And I mean, I love journaling and writing, but I also really love, I've started doing a commonplace book, which I absolutely love. It kind of marries everything I love. I take things that I'm reading or learning, and I'm writing, I'm researching, like, yeah, it's just, I really, really enjoy it. But yeah, working with paper is just very satisfying to me. And I love collecting the papers. I love going to thrift stores and finding old vintage papers and books. So I don't need to let these dry. I'm going to go ahead and put this on since I have the glue out. And I think what I'm going to do for this one in the meantime is I'm just going to glue down the very middle of the spine. So I can decide if I want to try to create like a tuck with, you know, just glue the top and bottom of the sides and create tucks, or glue it all the way down. So for now, since I have this glue out, I use magazines, as you can see, as like my glue to glue on, because after I love magazines. It's kind of my guilty pleasure, my guilty splurge, but I hate wasting them. So I will pull out, oh wait, I like to glue on there first. I pull out what I want, harvest the pictures and texts and things, and then the rest of the pages I use as a bottom for my glue project. Oh wait, oh I just said I was going to only do here. There we go. Oh, the wind is picking up out there. That means the sun is coming out. I haven't even been outside to see if like there's anything that's been blown over or that was left out in the rain and shouldn't have been. I should probably go out after this. And when I do a cloth spine, I like having a little bit sticking out of the top and bottom. This one I haven't pulled apart yet, but I really like that look. All right, well, this one is done for now because, like I said, I'm going to wait and decide. Well, I probably will glue it all the way down, or it'll just keep peeling away. But okay, so for now, there's that one. Let me get this out of the way. Yeah. Okay. Just a tiny little journal cover. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to put this under the books because I feel like it's kind of bubbling a little. So maybe for this type of project, I am going to stick with FabriFix because that's the only one that truly does not warp or bubble. All right, let me just make sure. Oh yeah, this is nice. And let me see, I wanted that for my cover, so just want to make sure I put these. All right, so this one is the Tombow. I just can never remember the whole sequence of this. Tombow Mono Aqua. I do like this end for spreading. And the other thing I like about FabriFix is you have a little bit of give, a little bit of time to adjust. So far with this one, I find there's a little bit of time. I don't know. Let's go back up. Okay. So I do like that. All right, and this one needs this thin. Where is the, I think I put it too close to the spine. Darn it. Oh, can I pull it? Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, that's a bummer. Okay. Let's do this. Yeah, I guess this just really isn't my favorite, but maybe I could learn to love it. It's so funny how different crafters are just so so loyal to a certain glue. And I wonder if it's like the first one that they started with, because I know FabriFix was one of the first ones I used. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick little thin layer here. Okay, let's just get this down. The problem is my desk is not, this is a writing desk and it's a very small surface. Well, it's actually an old sewing desk that I bought as my writing desk. Okay, that's better. But it's very small. It does have these two panels that can pull up or fall down. And I usually have them up, but it is still a relatively small surface for crafting, this kind of crafting. Okay, I think that's going to stay this time. I don't know why that was so difficult. All right, I'll do a quick layer, and then I'll do the edge with a thin bead. Maybe that's the trick. This way. Wait, what? Yes, okay. All right, I just want it to line up at the top and then be close to this edge. Okay, I think that's it for this one. No, I think I would have liked this a little more centered, but see how there's more room down here than up here, but that's okay. This is me practicing imbalance and imperfection. All right, so these two, like I said, are going to go underneath the big books. Kind of like I should go do that real quick before I finish this, but let's see. I think I am very quickly. It'll take me like 30 seconds. All right, maybe that was a little more than 30 seconds, but I have to put them on my dining table because that's really the only other surface I have. All right, so for this last one, this was with the FabriFix, and I'm going to do it, the inside cover, similar to how I did the front cover. And just put down the middle and one side to start with. All right, I liked this. Yeah, okay. All right. And like I had mentioned in my previous video, this is a new bottle of FabriFix. I have one that's been open for a little while, but because it's been open for a little while, it's harder to use. It just doesn't come out as smoothly. It's harder to smear down, and so I'm using it on like smaller projects that I don't need to do this kind of smushing, but because I don't want to waste it. But I did need a newer bottle for this project. Okay. All right. I've never used Fabri-Tac. When I first started watching junk journal videos, I think Paper Outpost was one of the first ones channels I watched, and Pam is the one that introduced me to FabriFix, and so I've just always used it. I know it's similar, maybe even identical. I'm not really sure to Fabri-Tac. I know Fabri-Tac is what I remember, like my mom using when I was growing up. And things I used to use when I sewed, but yeah, I haven't used it for junk journaling and crafting. I should give it a try. Another investment I want to make, well, two investments I would like to make are a sewing machine. I used to have a sewing machine and I loved to sew, so I think that would go really nicely with this kind of crafting, because I've seen a lot of YouTubers have sewing pieces. So I want to get a sewing machine, and I want to get an embosser. I have like embossing and the little folders, but I don't have a machine. Like I bought some at a thrift store, and I've tried to do it. I know there are ways you can do it without the embossing machine. You know, wetting the paper and then rolling a jar over the surface, and it has worked, but it's just a little harder and not as user-friendly. I don't think the result is as stunning. I just think embossed paper and envelopes are beautiful. So I want to get an embosser and a sewing machine. I feel like I've sold a couple of junk journals, but I don't know, I don't keep up with my Etsy shop, and I don't create printables. I mean, I've kind of been trying, but I think that will drive traffic to my Etsy shop. But I think my gift to myself is once I make 5 junk journal sales on Etsy, I will treat myself to one of those. And then another 5 sales, I will treat myself to the other one. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. I am a single working mom, and I don't get help from my son's dad, which is fine. It was my choice to not pursue anything like that, but it does make for a very tight budget, especially where we live. We live in a very expensive place to live, coastal California, but I make it work, and I love our lives here. And my son is 16 now. It's kind of crazy to think about. The last 16 years have just been completely devoted to him and my role as his mom, which I know that Not that will never go away, but I also know it will change. And whether I'm ready for it or not, it's coming. And I have to start creating a life outside of that role, that all-encompassing role. Because like I said, I haven't had any help from his dad, financial or physical. We don't see him. He hasn't been around for many, many years. And so, you know, I've just literally, besides work, I have poured myself into my son. And I have absolutely no regrets because, man, it went fast. And yeah, but now I can start pouring back into myself. So that's why I got into junk journaling. One reason. This tiny little alfalfa sprout. There we go. All right, that is the third junk journal cover. And even though I don't feel like I need to put it under the books because there is no warping, I am, just to make sure that the glue adheses evenly all over. And then I will store all three covers with the other covers I've made just flat like this. And when I'm ready to start, I think another mass make I want to do is signatures, just different signatures with different sizes, different types of paper in them, and just have a place where I have just a bunch of signatures all tucked in. To me, I think my least favorite part about the junk journal process is putting the signatures together. I love creating the covers. I think that's my favorite. I'm hoping with this mass make that creating the ephemera will become a quick favorite of mine. Right now, I find it a little overwhelming and daunting when I like sit down with a junk journal and have to fill it. But yeah, junk journal cover making is my favorite. I think putting the signatures together, like finding all the papers, is my least favorite. I enjoy sewing the signatures in, or sometimes I will do like a ribbon. And so these are two I just made. I was experimenting, like I said. This is made from a seed packet, and I'm not sure. I'm not going to use this as the closure. I just put it on there for now. But this one I did sew the signature in, and I think I'm going to put some beads on here to make it like a spine dangle. But this one I created just with a piece of cardstock paper, and these are tuck spots here that little cards can pull out of. This one I did not sew the signature in. It is held together with a ribbon. Now, usually when I do this kind of spine, I will sew. I'll just take this off really quickly. Well, I'll just pull it out actually. I will sew the actual signature together to keep it secure and then tuck it in. So, yeah, I love sewing the signatures in, or deciding if I want to do like a ribbon closure. But yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, my least favorite is collecting all the paper and putting them together. I think because my paper is everywhere. Maybe if I had a better system for storing my paper, I wouldn't get so overwhelmed. But anyways, yeah. So that is the conclusion of my experiment on 3 different types of glue for fabric journals. And at the moment, FabriFix is my favorite. The Elmer's glue is my second favorite. And I'm sorry for those of you that love this glue, but Tombow Mono Aqua is my least favorite for covering journals with cloth. Okay, well, I appreciate you watching if you stayed the whole time, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.